I don't know if you know this, but there's a new Star Wars movie coming out. I thought about this, and I thought, you know, it'd be really cool to play some Star Wars music, because I am in my mid-40s, and it's really hard to describe to these kids what Star Wars was for guys like me who were in their mid-40s, you know, who saw the first Star Wars when we were 7 or 8, you know, 9, 10. It's hard to describe. You know, when you think about it, I don't think a movie in this day and age, with the internet and the previews and everything that's going on, could have the same effect that Star Wars had when it came out in the 70s. It was all pervasive, and if you're my age, or maybe a little older, or maybe even a little younger, you know what I mean. I was thinking about this last night, and it's in the same way it's hard to describe to these students what Star Wars was like in the 70s. It's the same way trying to describe, you know, how huge Michael Jackson was in the 80s. Really. And if you were alive in the 80s, I mean, he was everywhere. When he did a commercial, it was news. You know, I mean, it was like, there's a new Michael Jackson Pepsi commercial. And everybody flocked to the TV to watch a commercial with Michael Jackson. I mean, it was, again, I don't think a music act could really become that, you know, that big now in this day and age either. So I broke out this arrangement, and this is legit. It's the real deal. And we read it through a couple times, and we were like, wow, this is really hard. So we are performing the first movement, which is the Imperial March, and we're performing the fourth movement, which is Yoda, and then it goes into the Star Wars main theme. You know, some of these students have never seen Star Wars. I know. That's my reaction too. And when I was absent one day, we brought in Star Wars, and they watched a little bit of the first Star Wars. I think they made it to the trash compactor scene. And I hope that some of them went home and sought it out and sort of, you know, finished the original trilogy, hopefully. I don't know. We'll see. Abby, did you go home and watch the rest of it? So, yeah. But I just don't think it can be as big as it was for me. You know, Star Wars figures. Anytime it snowed, I was on Hoth with my buddy Pete, and we were Luke and Han, and we were battling. So for me, I know, you know, you play Star Wars music, it might seem a little, you know, like, oh, they're playing Star Wars. It's very important. Enjoy it.